So do you wake up in the morning sometimes and say, gosh, am I really fulfilling my purpose? I wake up and I just sometimes feel like my life is on rinse and repeat, right? I'm kind of doing the same thing every day and I'm making a difference in people's lives. Don't get me wrong. Yet I feel like sometimes I'm not fulfilling my purpose here on the planet. And it's hard to know what that purpose is sometimes, at least for me. We all know the most successful people in the world are life learners. So I'm always reading something. And I wanted to share the book I'm reading now is 10X is Easier Than 2X, Dan Sullivan, Dr. Benjamin Hardy. And this book is not what I thought it was going to be. I thought this book was going to be about how to take my business and structure it in a way that it would 10X, right? The strategies, the mindset around all of this. Yeah, it's not like nothing about that, right? So it defines 10X and 2X, first of all. So 2X is doing the same thing, grinding more, doing the same thing more to get a 2X result. That's exactly what I feel like I'm in right now in my life, right? I'm doing more, pushing harder, grinding more. It's not very fulfilling. 10X is about doing less. 10X is about quality over quantity. 10X is about finding the purpose, the destination, the Michelangelo's David that is inside of me, and getting that out to the world. I think this is actually one of the most important books I've ever read. I believe that it is not only a strategy for business, but it is a strategy for life. It is a strategy for personal fulfillment. And I know that God doesn't make mistakes. So I was made on purpose for a purpose. And part of what I am going to be getting out of this book is a strategy for life. And I'm going to continue to share as I go along, but wanted to start with just a couple of concepts. So there are two concepts in this book that I felt so far have really stood out to me. And the first is the concept of unique ability. And this is twofold. One, that everyone has a unique ability. And this is potentially not something, well, it could be something that you do uniquely well, but it could also be something that has been done before that I can do in a way that is entirely unique because I am unique. And the second part of unique ability is the courage to go out and do it, right? Because the world wants to keep us safe. The world wants to keep us, our friends, our family, in a lane that makes sense, right? Do something that everybody else has done in a way that everybody else has done it because that's proven, right? That way we know you're going to be successful. We know you're going to make money. And that way we don't have to feel anxiety that you are out there risking something because that's uncomfortable for us, right? And the courage to not only look for my unique ability, but the courage to act on it and ignore what everybody else is saying and say, this is about me, not about you. That was huge. So the other concept is the concept of the gap and the gain. And actually these guys wrote a whole book on it, so you can read it. But in general, the theory is this. The gap means setting unrealistic ideals or goals based on what other people have achieved, what other people want to do, right? That I feel like I should do, right? And then measuring myself up against those ideals. And the gap is that there's always a difference between where I am now and where I want to be. So I live in that I failed, I'm lacking, there should be more, right? And it's an uncomfortable, terrible feeling of failure all the time. Now, the gain, on the other hand, is saying, okay, I am going to measure my success backwards, meaning I am going to look at where I am today versus where I was yesterday. I'm going to recognize my progress. I am going to celebrate my progress. I am going to be in a mindset of growth and learning all the time. The beauty of the gain is that feeling of joy and accomplishment is in my life all the time. And My son says to me, progress is happiness. And that's what it is. It's celebrating that progress. That's living in the game. Now, here's the trick. If you don't know where you're going, right, then it's hard to progress towards that. And it's hard to measure that progress when you don't know where you're going. So the challenge in all of this is to have a destination, right? To have a goal, right? That is not a unrealistic, idealistic goal. It is a direction in your life based on your unique ability and honing and perfecting and growing that unique ability so that your purpose, your legacy, your reason for being on this planet is fulfilled. I just think this book is so cool. I'll keep sharing. Until next time.
Stay tuned for the next mindset and motivation video. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss one.